everybody, this is Battlefield Joe 97 here. I've, came out of the movie theater, in the first day of Guardian of the Galaxy's release for the public, August 1st, 2014, and to give you another installment of the thoughts and feels of movies, I wanted to at least give my thoughts and opinions regarding Marvel Studios and director James Gunn latest film within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that is the risk-taking Guardians of the Galaxies. And when I say risk-taking, it's like something out of a new IP for Marvel to make a big, bloated feature film for the general public who mostly don't even know these characters. Well, maybe gamers with like Rocket Raccoon when he was included in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so that he could be promoted for Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but mostly, most of the teammates of the Guardians of the Galaxies, many public, didn't know of this. So it was kind of a risk for Marvel to, and Disney to make this feature film. But as someone who got out of the theater, was able to watch it, and I had a blast with this movie. Literally, wow. How do I start this? Okay, I'm going to make a note here for those people who have not watched this movie yet. I don't know why the hell you have not watched this movie yet, but if you are going to watch this movie after this review, I at least have to make this note for you people. If you're expecting the Avengers, but in space, you might want to get rid of that expectations, because it's not like with the whole series in a comic book kind of way. It's this movie is like a comedy, superhero, action flick. Literally, the jokes here, they hit so hard that you, instantly laugh. And the audience that I was in the theater, everybody, even me, were laughing our asses off with these jokes. And when the movie, goes into this whole serious talk, and they go into the things that are not, going into the joke, they at least stop so they can give those scenes a break. They give those scenes, a briefing to, talk about the plot and the characters and stuff like that. And literally, this movie knows how to do comedy well. When it does stop, they go into a serious mode or something else out of it. But yeah, the note aside, I want to at least go with the whole plot and the characters. So basically, the character who gets the most development from his past and then what he does in the present in this film is Peter Quill, who is in his nickname Star-Lord, who's basically this bounty hunter who's been, extracted from his planet Earth, in the 80s. And, he basically carries, this Walkman with a lot of classic, 80s, maybe the 70s, 80s, or 90s, but mostly I can think of the 80s, songs within his Sony Walkman. And literally the songs in the movie, they really hit home, especially the Hooked on a Feeling kind of song out of there, in the ads and stuff like that. But anyhow, Star-Lord, the character that, he really is kind of funny. He's got this, Han Solo, Marty McFly kind of mixture to him, and it really does hit the actor. Really got, this character going, and it makes me really want to know more about Star-Lord and make me want to, read the comics about him. And so there's other teammates within the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that is Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Groot, and Rocket, who basically must be one of the well-known characters that, at least gamers would know from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But the actors, well, mine is Drax in some scenes that he's in. They do a fantastic job, especially with Bradley Cooper as Rocket and Vin Diesel as Groot. They steal the show. Next to that is Star-Lord, and then is Gamora and Drax, because Drax is kind of in the bottom with comedy. Well, okay, his jokes kind of do hit, but they don't really hit that hard compared to Rocket and Groot and Star-Lord, where they basically, interact with each other. So yeah, the team is really nice. The actors who did them, they did a fantastic job with them. And the plot, basically the Galaxy's misfits of Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Groot, and Rocket, they basically meet each other through this spear-like object that basically the main villain of the picture, whose name is Ronan, basically wants to get this MacGuffin sort of device, which basically holds one of the gems from Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos, the guy who's in the end credits for Avengers. And he basically does make an appearance in this movie, which is really, really awesome to finally see Thanos, like, really, like, his whole body and stuff like that, and his throne. It really is fantastic as hell. And yeah, through, like, series of, going to prison, then going through, like, through this town and city to, like, try to get rid of this ore and not get Ronan not to get this, infinity gem for his own good to destroy, like, I can't remember this sort of city or this civilization where basically, like, the Nova Corps, which is like the Green Lantern, but, like, in the Marvel universe, and they, like, yellow and stuff like that, which is kind of funny because Green Lantern doesn't like the color yellow. Just for a fun little fact. But anyhow, through this, the misfits of known criminals like Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon basically form a team, the Guardians of the Galaxies, to at least stop Ronan and, like, his minions and stuff like that, to just stop this, him destroying, like, this civilization that he kind of doesn't have any fondness for. But yeah, and the production values and the special effects, they really hit home. I didn't see the movie in 3D because, the closest screen for me was a regular 2D one. But even then, I didn't know for certain if the 3D was going to be good for this movie. But despite that, the production values and the special effects, especially for Groot and Rocket and, everything else in space, they look absolutely breathtaking. And this is one of those movies that it looks fantastic on a big ass screen on your home and in the movie theater. Like, it really is like churning the popcorn, sipping on your Coca-Cola cup. It's just a marvelous thing to look at, really. So yeah, the things that I didn't like with this movie, which could be kind of small and one of them big for me at least, is three things. One, Thanos, like, not even having that much screen time. Would have loved to see more of Thanos. Two, some of the acting that Dave, like the professional wrestler, did Drax the Destroyer. I mean, some of the stuff he says, like, he's being literal, is hilarious, but, like, most of the time he kind of is, he doesn't have the acting material because, he's a wrestler and stuff like that. And the big one that I kind of find it was the villain of the picture, Ronan. Like, I don't know about you, like, he makes himself look intimidating. He does look intimidating when he gets, like, one of the gems from the Infinity Gauntlet, but I don't know, I would have liked to have more time with Ronan to at least, get to know the character and stuff like that. Basically shit that Marvel did with Loki, from the first Thor movie, the Avengers, and then to Thor, The Dark Worlds, which I haven't really seen yet. But, really, it's like Loki is the only Marvel superhero. Loki, like, is the only super villain in these Marvel Cinematic movies to at least have backstory, at least have some character compared to, like, most of the villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Ronan is one of those villains where he's not really fleshed out, and, he basically is instant dead at the end of the picture. Oh wait, I spoiled the most obvious part of a superhero movie. But yeah, even with, the villain not being strong, some of the acting with Drax the Destroyer, and some bits, yeah, like those three problems with the film, I still had a fun blast with this picture from beginning to end. And this is one of those movies where if you own the movie, like, on DVD and Blu-ray once it releases at that time, you really need to bring a friend, a family member along to watch this, and you'll be engrossed, like, when the comedy hits you, and then the characters, interacting with each other. It really is one of those pictures where you can rewatch it over and over and over again and not get sick of it. Well, at least if you're the kind of person like me. But, like, overall, this movie is definitely a must-watch for any of you, even for those who are not into superhero movies. And though you may think that, oh wait, it's a comedy movie and not like the Avengers, still watch this movie. You're going to at least have a blast going for it. And this is one of those movies where definitely you get your ass up going through that hot summer day to go into those nice air-conditioned theaters with your popcorn and, Coke, and you're just going to have a blast with it. And yeah, one of the best movies of the year so far for me. So yeah, If you've seen the movie, put your thoughts in, in the comment section below. Like, favorite, subscribe. This is Battlefield Joe 97. See you guys later.